You only get dust, but not more. Nothing is broken. Yeah, you have your son, but sometimes it's too hot. Yeah, summer. Yeah, I think in London the air conditioning facilities is not so well. Because they don't have that cold incident, so you will be summer is like only 3 months. Yeah, there's only sun and there's no this next is very expensive. Yeah. Energy.
Boleh tutup pintu tak? Nanti aircon tak sejuk pula.
You sit first. Yeah. Adri. Okay, I didn't show cut okay already. So they have 10 minutes, right? So after 5 minutes they show, and then yeah, masak lah.
Like that lah. Why all no PDF? Ada
Where is the PDF? Where is the PPT?
semua PDF present. Okay, apa? I go get some.
Should be lah, people present. Scroll is very trouble,
I
right?
know, but you can do the slash. So, okay, let me show you.
You want to be like that? The screen not very nice. Never mind, never mind. It's okay. I don't know. I don't have. I'm just a moderator. I don't have.
Good afternoon to all the distinguished guests and paper presenters. We are going to start our paper presentation for the first session very soon. All the presenters for first session is here already? Yes? Very good. So, shall we start? Great. Okay, so welcome to our first paper presentation session, and this is our International Conference on Digital Application and Management Innovation. So I am Dr. Lau Pei Mei, and it is my pleasure to serve as the moderator for this exciting session. In this session, we have a lineup of 9 cutting-edge papers that delve into the realms of digital applications and management innovation. Each paper represents a very unique contribution to our understanding of the challenges and opportunity in the digital landscape. As we embark on this session, I encourage you to actively engage with the presenters, ask questions, and contribute to the vibrant discussion that are sure to follow each presentation. Okay, let's make the more of this opportunity to learn from one another. Okay, and to share insights and collectively advance our understanding of digital application and management innovation. So without further delay, let's kick off this session and explore the wealth of knowledge that await us. So our first paper, okay, study on the path of cultural heritage inheritance and protection of Tulou traditional village in Fujian province with digital empowerment. So welcome to our first presenter, Miss Tian Jie.
Yes. Good afternoon, dear professor and scholars. Wang Yujue and I come from Minjiang University and Xi'an International University respectively. We are both PhD students of University Technology Maya. Jiang Kexing translates for me. The topic of our report this time is study on the path of cultural heritage, inheritance, and protection of Tulou traditional village in Fujian province with digital empowerment. We will elaborate the content from the following 4 parts. The first is introduction. The second is research scope and research hotspot. The third is the present situation of Tulou cultural heritage in Fujian province. And the fourth is the digital protection path of Fujian Tulou. Fujian Tulou was included in the World Heritage List in 2008. The construction of Tulou in Fujian reflects the high wisdom of human settlement and is a model of humorous coexistence between human and its environment. In the process of modernization and setting the construction wisdom of Tulo and their humanistic spirit behind it, though digital technology is one of the important ways to protect the traditional architecture and the inheritance and carry forward excellent traditional culture. Fujian Tulo is mainly distributed in the west and southwest of Fujian province, built from the 13th century to the 20th century. There are the unique testimony of the community long-standing living tradition of living together and resisting aggression. The earth building listed on the World Heritage List are composed of 6 groups and 4 floors in Yongding, Nanjing, and Hua'an counties, a total of 46 Tulo. From the annual distribution of the number of documents, the number of documents published in the study of the eastern faults shows a zigzag upward trend. Though the connection of effects lecture, 4 core research perspectives were summarized, namely macro overview, case study, protection, and utilization, and comparative study. The following is the status quo of Tulo cultural heritage in Fujian. It can be seen from the special form of architectural structure. That's the architectural form are round, square, 5-point star, etc., with strange shapes. The building material are soil, sand and stone, bamboo and wood, burnt sugar, etc., which has the effects of heating in winter and cooling in summer. It can be seen from the color, roof, and the decoration of the building that it has various typical local characteristics of the west and southwest of Fujian, and it's very valuable local architectural element. This is the form of the courtyard wall, red timber and tile wall of various combination types. We can see the walls and the piling were made locally, and their form have very obvious features of local elements. This is the form of this is a variety of morphographical practice doors and windows. In the evolution of special form, the special characteristics of settlements are found from 3 aspects: inheritance, mutation, and assimilation. And the evolution law of settlement space is analyzed with the rapid economic development. Tulo building cannot effectively protect and inheritance in the process of rapid economic development. And the special relationship between some new building and the Tulo building has become contradictory. Therefore, we propose digital-based Tulo protection paths. The first one is digital technology. This is the model of Tulo that I have resourced the 3D space software. We can reproduce the special impression efforts we want to achieve those 3D space technology. It can restore the space scene of Tulo 200 years ago and use virtual reality technology to experience the space. This is the design of traditional style and cultural heritage protection of traditional Tulo settlements by our team, use ArcGIS, CAD, SU, and other software. The second is to establish a data management platform to record basic information such as the overall style, patient planning, and construction status of Tulo building by means of 3D laser scanning, UAV oblique photography, CAD fan drawing, and points cloud data construction. Such special database is the digital basis of all protocol work. The third path is the architectural heritage monitoring and management system, with use BEAM technology to conduct parametric modeling of building and cultural relatives, and automatic monitoring and alarm system for historical building is established by digitalization and virtualization of cultural relatives data, and the connection of a senior network and the BEAM model. In addition, the BEAM technology is used to study the fair control design, subversion and rescue of Tulo. The fourth is the translation of contemporary architectural style. Though big data, artificial intelligence technology is the key factor and influencing the factor of a rural traditional style, protection can be analyzed and meant to provide design decisions support for rural traditional style protection. For the contemporary architecture, it can give the guide design to style protection. In my opinion, the integration of digital protection and artificial intelligence technology to solve the key problems of Fujian Tulo is of opposite significance to ensuring the harmony, beauty, and the regionalism of Fujian Tulo, respecting the local natural ecological environment, exploring the combination of traditional belief and the modern life in rural area, and the sustainable development of rural area. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tianjie. Any question from the floor? We have 5 minutes of Q&A for each presenter. Yes.
Thank you for your interesting presentation. And I have been to Tulo twice. Once is in the Zhangzhou, Nanjing Tulo. Another is in the Yongding Tulo. So your presentation is very interesting for me. And I have one question for your research. What is the significance of digital practicing for the development of traditional Tulo settlements? Because you mentioned about the 3D digital technology. This is my question.
我先用中文，还有那个徐可欣会 translate for me. Sorry.
It's okay, no problem.
那第一个就是它分为2个部分第一部分就是说对于我们土楼它传统的建筑遗产的一个保护。那保护我们当时就是我们做的过程中就是有分为3个部分。第一个就是说我们对于当代的一个就现当今的一个土楼的一个传统的一个遗产，它的一个数据化的一个搜集建立那个数据库。建立完数据库，我们会采集它的一些建筑的特征。然后我们会进行3D 的一个参数化的建模，你要翻译吗？3D 参数化建模，然后建模完模之后，对于那些图片，我们会收集信息，比如说是我们建筑立面的一些特征，然后还有一些文字，还有一些图像摄影，还有包括一些地方志。我们搜集过来之后，我们进行一个数据化的一个统计，统计完之后，我们会进行这个3D 的一个贴模。然后恢复原有的，我们可以恢复到650年前200年前都可以。那这是第一步。
The first, just to translate what she said, the first thing is to protect the culture.
So firstly, they will collect data from the 3D scanning, and also some field visits. And based on this data, they will put into a database and then and then make them into digitalization. And a big database will help them to make 3D modeling. So they will recover like over 600 years heritage buildings based on this big database. So this is the first thing.
然后第二步就是我们现在当今的一个传统建筑其实面临很多问题，因为它是跟当代的建筑是融合在一起的。我们福建土楼的建筑有46栋啊，是列入世界文化遗产，但是有5000多栋其实没有受到保护的。所以我们可能在未来的发展，就是乡村的可持续发展过程中，我们重点是要保护这些没有受到保护的建筑群体，因为现在当今我们的现代建筑它其实是具有现代当今的风貌的，跟我们传统的风貌的结合是没有办法去结合。所以我们未来的方向就是通过人工智能去预测模拟我们未来的一个可持续发展的一个模式是什么样子的。
The second part is to, as we know, now there are only 46 Tulo has been preserved by the government, but actually there are more than 5,000. So what are the rest things can be done is what they will focus in the future. So they try to combine this 5,000 heritage also into the future consideration to promote the sustainable development.
哦 ，OK，OK。3D， 我们是3D 建模，用3D Max 和那个 Rhino 建模，对。我懂，就是我们3文建模之后，然后就是说，比如说我们明朝、清朝这种，我们会把建模输入到这个系统里面去，我们进行虚拟现实我们可以带入角色假如说我们做个游戏者，我们穿着古装然后我们进行一个游历，但是这些建筑都是基于数据化的，我们就是完完全全去复原的几百年前的一个建筑形式，所以对于文化一个传播是非常的，我觉得是非常有利的。对，技术 ，technology，
OK， 可能您的意思就是类似于我们的一个复原情况。就中国有一部电影叫做《大鱼海棠》，我不知道您有没有看过《大鱼海棠》（Big Fish）。然后呢，它就是先用一些无人机、大型无人机拍摄扫描整个建筑外观，再用小型无人机拍摄一些细节，把拍摄来的一些素材给它点阵化一个陈列，然后最终用一个视觉的一些软件给它就最终呈现出来。就前期会用无人机进行一个扫描。为什么使用 VR？VR 是对我们
我们不只是 VR，我们后面是比如说我们现在当代的一个就是比如说我们的一个监控管理系统，它其实是用 BIM 的，对，就是我们这一步是它的一个管理系统，然后我们通过当代建筑里面我们会去进行一个监测包括火灾呀，它纯木头的，我们怎么去给它去防灾这样子，它这其实几个步骤而已，我们是通过跨域整合几个步骤我们去给它去做整合的，那前期的 VR 只是其中一个空间体验
Okay, thank you, Tianjie. So due to the time limitation, we cannot accommodate too many questions. So never mind, if you still have further question or very interested in this topic, you can talk to the researcher personally during break, right? So 等一下你们还可以进行一个交流，如果你们对这一个研究有更多兴趣。好，谢谢。Okay, thanks. So without further delay, okay, thank you to the researchers here. Okay, Without further delay, I would like to invite the presenters of the second paper, the impact of GPT technology on the SaaS software industry. Can I have the second presenter? Third one. Okay, no problem. So we move on to the third paper. Okay, the third presenter, digital transformations impact on sustainable supply chains, innovations and insights. Welcome to our third presenter.
Hello。Siapa yang marah? Terima kasih. Don't want. I malas to take. Hello. Okay, boleh. Can. Suara kuat sikit loh. Hello. Clear? Hello， 大家下午好。精神一点点，我们虽然刚刚吃饱 ，OK。Well, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I'm Gan Wen Hui, Dr. Gan from representative from School of Business WOU. OK， 我是来自宏苑开放大学的简文慧。OK，Today I would like to present on my title Digital Transformations Impact on Sustainability, Supply Chain Innovations and Insights. OK， 这就是我今天要 present 的 topic. First of all, actually this paper is not only from me. I have also, because of presenter, I just write my name. Actually, this paper is collaborate with Ho Hui Yi, one of my partner in my school, and also Dr. Amba that's there. Okay, so we are looking for that. Okay, let's start from my presentation. So today's context, I will slightly touch on some introductions, objective, what is the blockchain in supply chain, predictive analytics, IoT, empirical evidence, and case study, conclusion, and call to action. So basically, we know that supply chains nowadays is a very important and wide topic to everyone. We are no longer just stay at the common situations after the COVID pandemic. No longer you are listening on everybody were rushing on the real-time conditions and also were looking on how short the lead time is and how safer the products can go to your house. So this is all is real related to the supply chain. So today, for my paper focus, I will looking on the transformative influence on the digital technology on sustainability supply chain management. As we know that supply chain management, we cannot be crushed over with the technologies nowadays. If you are working in the traditional methods way on the supply chain, no longer and you will be outdated. So we have to look into that. So the digital transformation is a must, and this is can see how impact on the supply chains will go on, so that it will be goes to the using the digital technology, focusing on blockchains, predictive analysis, and IoT, so that all these technology achievement playing a very important role to sustainability and production efficiency. So my research objective here is to examine the supply chain transparency, operational efficiency, and environmental stewardship. As we know that, as I mentioned just now, digital transformation is already a part of supply chain that we cannot cross over. By hook or by crook, we need to look on how we're going to sustain our supply chain, as this is one of the main key director rules in all the industry place nowadays. So we have to see how this able to go with and driving to the positive environmental impacts. Blockchain supply chain. Okay, in blockchain supply chains, we have to see how these transformations able to go and the accountability. In blockchain technology, we know that this is not easy to obvious to go. But if you cut off this across, it will be like legs of the rows on the supply chain. This is a very important key that to goes on the end-to-end traceability, and this technology able to provide the stakeholder so that they can visibility into the product life cycle. What does this mean? Can be increase the productivity and easily for you to control the operationals as well. So that these blockchains also can be create the trusted and accountability among the stakeholder. This is very important for all the stakeholder that they hopes to get good views on their product and on their operationals daily. What does this mean? You can able to sustain your supply chains networking as well. So next, I will look into the predictive analytic. As we know that besides the blockchain, another thing is very important is your inventory management control. What guess is your inventory management not able to control well? You will get lost money. And also you're not able to get your full profit. Because all the inventory management and your assets is accountability on your cash flow and also on your profit changing as does that. So all the demand and focusing and how you're able to control is all about how you can optimize your inventory management. If you're not able to do that, your supply chain management cannot be controlled well, and it will not able to get you in a sustainable way to grow. As we are mentioned just now, one of my very key important here is how to look into the sustainable of the supply chain management. So here inventory play a very important role that we try to reduce all the non-necessary inventory to keep, and also we try to minimize all the environmental impact put into the inventory management so that it can be continued sustainable and grow in the supply chain management. Another thing to look into is the Internet of Things on the integration. Yes, I mentioned at the beginning of the presentations that we need to know all the real-time calculations, and also we need to monitoring our supply chain transparency. Well, as we know that nowadays, no matter in the logistic industry, or even though in the manufacturing industry, or even though in the servicing industry, we need to have very clear real-time monitoring. As a very simple example here for you to understand is, if today you buy a parcel in the online platform, you will straightly to get that where is your parcel is, and this track we call is a real-time tracking. If you don't know how to control your real-time tracking, you are not able to catch it up without controlling. So it link back to your blockchain supply chains, you link back to your predictive analysis control on your inventory management, and also comes to the Internet of Things. These three digital transformations and the technology used is to grow your business to the sustainability on your supply chain management control. Okay. So I try to put it in the empirical evidence and the case study so that it's be proof that in nowadays many of the companies can be grows that by your demonstrating the tangible advantage in all these technologies, it can be grow in a sustainable supply chains. Okay, so that this case study has been proved that all these technologies has been used well support on the sustainability supply chain itself. So, goes to the conclusion, as we know that digital technology, we cannot be cut over with all the currently environmental manufacturing industry or even though our life cycle. So we have to go into all these technology using to support and maintain our business growth so that we achieve the sustainability on the business itself. So at the same time, This also will be achieved the goal for SDG 12 as been mentioned, so that is committing to responsibility on the consumptions and the productions by the embracing digital transformations and sustainability on the supply chain practice. So basically, before I end on that, by leveraging blockchain's predictive analytics and IoE, business can pave the ways toward a sustainable future without compromising the economy viability. So the strategic adoption of digital technology is fundamental in paving pathway toward the econ conscious transportations and the reasonable supply chain. So I'm sorry if I'm too fast, but anyway, thank you everybody for your time. Any questions? I better don't ask.
Very interesting topic about how we apply blockchain and IoT into supply chain. So any question from the floor?
Any question? 手下留情啊。
Yes. Dr. Lee.
Yes. Okay, to answer your question is not all. At SME, Malaysia's SME, I can say that almost 60%, they are not ready on that. But by Malaysia's government policies and moving forward to the industry 4.0, they are moving in. So basically, they have halfway. I cannot say they are fully run on that. They maybe have halfway, such as some of the company, they not fully implement the whole digital transformation, but they will use a part like barcode system or QR system in their warehouse to track on that particular things. Or certain like their transportations, they have the routine, they will put the real time on certain track. They cannot implement the whole digital transformation in their supply chain system as per our study. They only will capture and halfway. But what we're trying to move is we're trying to let them to know that you have to at least completing or continuously changing that you can use on the digital transformations, so you're able to track and grow on your sustainability on your business. If you only put in the halfway, let's say you are mentioning on the infrastructure, basically many industry or in the company, they are using laptop, less manual works, and also try to use in the Chromes or like virtual meeting as well. They are start using on that, but they are not so familiar like some of the international MNC company, but they are trying moving on that. As I'm the SMEs that I have been contacted, they are trying to move, like they go to understand and study what I need if I want to put my business on this way. So they try to invest on some infrastructure, like they try to put on their Wi-Fi, their server. They are start doing that, but it a bit slow after especially the COVID situation, because as we know that economy is not as good as that. So they only can invest a part by a part. So they are moving in this track right now. And even though in our SME society, I can say SME society, like I know as the Kedah Tengah Pertubuhan SME, they are try to get their members involved in this, try to provide them courses to learn how they're going to moving to the industry 4.0, adopt all this digital transformation. If they are not moving in this way, to be honest, they were very easily to get out of it, because they cannot connect with the globalization as well. Okay, thank you. Yes, Dr. Andrew. Actually, I can answer your question now. As per I interview some of them, the main situations that they are not fully invest and their money cash flow is using on other product innovations and their business marketing potential to grow. Not much. I interview about 10. To be honest, your lead time is not enough. Thank you very much. I agree with you this. Sure, maybe we can sit down to have a collaborations on this paper. Thank you, Prof. Dr. Andrew. Any question on the floor? 有问题吗？我会不会讲得太快？不好意思哦。其实这个是讲到关于我们怎样稳定性的发展在那个供应链上，让我们可以持续的让公司的生意可以稳定的发展，让他们可以赚更多的钱，这个是最重要的一件事情了。好，有问题吗？Any question on the floor?
Okay. If no more question, thank you, Khan.
好，谢谢大家 ，Thank you everyone.
Okay, now let's move on to our fourth presentation. The paper entitled Research on the Development Strategy of Chinese Ceramics in the Internet Environment, taking Fujian Dehua as an example.
OK， 可以稍微过一下，看一下有没有字。诶，这个是旧版，这是旧版的。在哪？哪一个？哦 ，OK。
Okay, you may start now.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello everyone. Thank you for listening. I'm appreciate you being here on such a sunny Sunday afternoon. My topic is research on the development stage of Chinese ceramic in the internet environment, taking Fujian Dehua as an example. In this paper, the word porcelain capital of Fujian Dehua porcelain as the main research object through the investigation of the current development status of Fujian Dehua ceramic. Based on the background of internet, this paper studied and analyzed the development stage of Chinese ceramics by using interdisciplinary research method. My presentation will take about 7 minutes and is divided into 5 sections. Section 1 is the introduction of Dehua right porcelain. It says that the world's right porcelain look at China, and the Chinese right porcelain look at Dehua. 世界白瓷看中国，中国白瓷看德化。The lowercase China means porcelains. The history of Dehua right porcelain can be traced back more than 1,000 years ago. Dehua has a long history of ceramics making and splendid ceramics culture and is a well-known porcelain capital. 1,000 years of history. Dehua porcelain is excited in Malaysia and Singapore and other major platforms. 德化呢，早期就已经经常在这个马来西亚以及说槟城这些城市展出，甚至说东南亚这一带都经常可以见到中国白的这些足迹。There are 3 types of Dehua right porcelains. One is household porcelains, tea set, and so on. Decorative ceramics and artisanal porcelain. 主要分为日用瓷、陈设瓷以及说工艺瓷。那德化最具有价值的就是工艺瓷，需要大师们精湛的手艺去创作出一件伟大的作品。Second two is the background of the research. In the early stage of the study, We surveyed and visited more than 100 enterprise parties in more than 20 related forums and conferences spread to Quanzhou, Jingdezhen, Fuzhou, and other 7 cities collected 3,000 questionnaires related to ceramics products. We investigate three main parts. First is political environment and social environment. The government work report of Dehua Country People's Government in December 2022 point out that it's necessary to accelerate the upgrading of the ceramics industry, formulate a 5-year action plan for the lead for development of the ceramics industry, a large 3 plan for China right future swirling, global promotion, and innovation and improvement, with an average annual growth of 11% in ceramics output value. Second is the economic environment. In 2020, the country's GDP will reach 29.5 billion yuan, with an average annual growth of 7.3%. The growth rate of major economic indicator will reflect the middle and upper reach of the city. And last is the industry environment analysis. The ceramic industry is the leading creative industry of Dehua, as well as a livelihood industry. Industry that supports the development of the Dehua. It has a relative complete creative industry trend and a unique creative ceramic industry system. Secondly, is the industry problem. Through our research and summary, ceramic industry faces the problem of insufficient brand building, unclean products, and brand positioning. On the other hand, due to unclean positioning and target market selection of ceramic products, product design and production often struggle to copy with market fluctuation. On the other hand, lack of personalized products, lack of product innovation, and lack of cultural factors to explain. Second, low degree of marketization. Marketing channel fail to meet the need of marketing competition in the internet era. The channel strategy fail to segment the market and marketing lack specificity. Live stream lack professionalism and deep interaction, overly reliance on internet celebrities. Second, through our research, we propose several solutions to the above problem. First solution, exploration, big data, and personalization. Relies on big data to do a good job in market segmentation and position. Different product strategy critics by personalization. And solution exploration to diversified marketing channel with new media as the core. One, change a new media marketing platform. 我们可以选择当下一些比较热门的一个平台，来做出一些改变，去扩大我们的这个世界影响力。比如说像 TikTok and so cultivate professional live stream talent to do a good job in live stream marketing. And the second 5 conclusion. This study is consistent with the developed goals, with a course focused on industry innovation and infrastructure. by studying the stretch of Chinese ceramics, includes digital interaction and the impact of the internet. It promotes innovation and technology progress in the ceramic industry. These advances are critical for achieving sustainable industrialization and reliant infrastructure for achieving sustainable development goals. In addition, by culture, this study not only support the inclusive and sustainable industrialization goals of SDG, but also protects and share the cultural heritage of the ceramic industry. Thank you for listening. I invite my classmate to help me.
Okay, thank you for our fourth presenter. Any question from the floor? Yes, please. Okay, we have 2 questions.
Thanks for your questions. About this question, we learned that before 2020, the ceramic industry is developing steadily. But before 2020, we are faced epidemic, and the epidemic industry face big challenges. So as we mentioned above, we train. The popularity of our trend is decline. So we face a challenge of upgrading this industry. Thanks.
Thank you for your presentation. I have a question. Is there anything that of the ceramics that can be combined with digitalization?
像目前的话，就是现在数字技术比较发达，然后像我们现在精美的陶瓷作品是比较有限的。那我们会通过这些数字化技术呢，赋能我们这个中国陶瓷行业。比如说，像今天一尊雕塑远在福建泉州德化，那像在座的各位朋友远在马来西亚，我们就可以通过形成数字产品的形式，发行到我们的数字场馆当中，可以让各位朋友远在马来西亚，甚至说新加坡等等更远的国家，可以在线上通过我们的手机啊、电脑，可以近距离360度的欣赏我们的精美陶瓷作品。这个可以大大的解决很多交通不便的等等因素。
And at the same time, we can expand the influence of ceramic industry through the social media. We can use TikTok, Inks, or Redbook, and so on. And that's all.
Thank you.
Next slide.
Next.
About personalization.
Yes, can you explain a little bit more about how you want to do about personalization over here?
比如说我们可以进行一些定制化服务，因为像当下我们的一些产品都已经是处于一个瓶颈期，没有过多的创新。那比如说我们就可以在传统跟现代的基础上进行一个很好的融合。比如说当下我们右图所展示的这个产品就是幸福兔，在兔年的一个爆品，融入一些比如说像我们在中国我们可以融入一些传统文化元素，那甚至说比如说在马来西亚我们可以跟当地的一些文化啊，以及说大家所喜爱的一些元素相结合，形成我们的一个个性化的产品。
OK， 那我就用华文来问，因为刚才你讲到 personalization 的时候，我就是以为讲说，每个人嘛，就是 user
custom made
custom made 的那一种，就是每个 user 我喜欢这个陶瓷的 ，then 你就是发这种我喜欢的陶瓷的资料给我看， 是不是这样的意思呢？
哦，对，这个也是其中一个部分，就是我们各大的那个 social media 平台，我们会给你推送嘛，就是可以根据你的历史的浏览记录，然后给你推送你的喜好。比如说我们年轻人可能喜好花色比较鲜艳一点的陶瓷，或者说然后中年人可能喜欢实用型的，比如说茶具啊。然后我们会根据您在这个social media 平台上的历史浏览记录，然后给您推送相应的产品，这样就会加大我们的商品的那个购买的成功率。
Okay, thank you. Okay, any other question? If not, we shall move on to the next paper. So we would like to invite our next presenter, and thanks to our fourth presenter. So now our fifth presenter. The paper entitled Biological Scaffolds Using Additive Manufacturing in Bone Tissue Engineering. Zhang Chen, thank you.
Okay, I want to use November. Yeah, because I want to use that. This one.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to have the presentation in Malaysia. This is first time I came to Malaysia, and I'm very happy to see you all. I come from Minjiang University. My name is Zhang Chen, and sorry, I need to change to another. This one. Today, I'd like to share my presentation about my research. The title is Biological Scaffolds Using Additive Manufacturing in Bone Tissue Engineering. My research is focused on the composite materials by 3D printing technology to help us to have a more functional scaffolds for the bone tissue engineering for in clinic application. First, I'd like to introduce myself briefly. I'm the member of the Fujian Women's Science and Technology Association, also a member of Fujian Veteran Retained Scholars Association. And here is my education and work experience. I graduated from Jilin University in 2016, and I have 2 years work experience in Japan region for the international program. And now I'm working in Minjiang University, and my research interest is additive manufacturing and biomaterials. For the background, we are focused on the bone fraction, especially caused by diabetes. We can see this one. This is the most occurred part in our body. And for the digital technology, for 3D printing development. And we can use this new technology to help us to do research and to have or to development new product. 3D printing is a digital manufacturing technology for creating 3D objects by adding materials layer by layer. According to ASTM standard F44 definition, according to 3D CD model data, to process of making projects is usually made by connecting layers of materials. And we can see this picture is shown as the subtractive manufacturing. That is a traditional one. And another traditional one is eco-material manufacturing. And now with the technology development, the additive manufacturing is mature and we use in our research. The outline for today's presentation, I have choose 3 kinds of materials to introduce. First is metal material, titanium alloys. And this one, we do the titanium 3D printing. The most important problem need to be solved is to have the sphered powder. And this picture is unsphered TC4 powder. And this one is we use the labs technology to make the sphered powder. And after we do the ADS and the mapping, the characteristics of the powder is good. The quality is okay for the next experiment. And then we do some tests of the CES, Chinese Academy of Science in China, to guarantee our quality of the powder. And then we use the SLM technology to printing our scaffolds. And the scaffolds we show here is 3 kinds of structure for the bone tissue engineering. And this is the 3 structures, and we mark the FWTS and TG. And this is the SEM image. And we this one is the pure TC4, and this one is after modification by the HA heptide. This is HA. We can see this is a white color, the white color zone. That is the HA compounds. And next, we do the mapping and we detect the elements of such as calcium, phosphate, nitrogen, and so on, and to confirm our modification is doing well. And then we do the water contact angle test. And after the modification of HA, we can see the contact angle is decreased. And then we do the CHAPS and also the FTIR to further confirm the characteristic peak of these new materials. For the next step, we do some biological assays, both in vitro and in vivo. This one is show our in vivo, we use MC3T3 cell lines to do the salvability. We can see the salvability of all the groups are very good, almost 100%. That means the biocapacity of these materials is good. And then we use the fluorescence assay, and we can also see the green color means the life cells on our material surface. And this one is further studying for the F-acting for the salvability on our materials. And then we also check the ALP activities on our materials. And this one, we can see this is on the titanium surface. And the different structures have different ALP activities. Next, we do the animal test. We use rat for our model. And here we can see this is blank one. This is the only for the defect bone without the scaffolds implants. And this one is with the HA modification. For the F2 is another TC4 powder for the 3D printing. And we found that our TC4 powder is higher quality or higher or more advantage for the bone repair. And next, I like to introduce the bioceramic additive manufacturing scaffolds. This one, we can see the schematic figure of our study. We use the TCP powder and the tin powder for the composite together. We use the bioglue as the binder for these two powders. And then we assemble this machine by ourselves in my lab to do the 3D printing. This is use pressure compressor, and then directly inject for the 3D printing. And this is our scaffolds by 3D printing. And we can, because this is a bioceramic material, so we need steering after we got the scaffolds, and it will decrease, the diameter will be decreased after steering. And this is the SEM figure to show the surface of the materials. And then we also do the CHAPS, the XRD, and also the DSC and the FTIR to confirm the characters and the functional of the new materials. And here is the mechanical properties, and this one is for the cells for the biocapacity. And after we do the salvability, and we do some assay about the ALP assay. ALP assay can tell us the cell differentiation, especially for osteoblast differentiation capacity of these materials. And this one is for the also for the rat rat animal test. And next, we do some work for the composite polymer detail manufacturing factors. We can see this one is bioglass powder, and we use this material as one of our basic biomaterials, and another one we use the PCl polymers, and we use technology of the 3D printing is FDM, and so we need to first to make the line or make the string of the material, and then we use after we got the scaffolds, we also do XRD, do the DLC, and after we check the hydrophilicity test, we found after we dropped the bioglass, the water contract angle do not change much, and also after we composite the material together, the BG, the bioglasses will contribute to the ALP, the ALP activity. And I introduced three kinds of materials and three of technology of 3D printing for our research. And for, in my opinion, the 3D printing really can help us to do more research if we have one idea and we can transform to got scaffolds or to got a sample for our test. It's very convenient. So thank you.
Thank you, Zhang Chen. Very interesting sharing. So, well, I personally have one question because for me, well, I'm from the business background, so I'm very money-minded thinking. So, with your three different material, okay, titanium alloy, and this polymer and bioceramic.
Yeah.
So, if you talk about efficiency of the material and comparative to the cost, so how are you going to balance this?
That's a very good question because today I introduced three kinds of materials, and each materials have its advantage and disadvantage. Such as for the titanium, it is the most often used in clinical application, such as for the hip joint implantation, and it has a very high mechanical properties, but it do not have the bioactive because it's insert materials. And for the bioceramic, it has it has a good bioactivity, but it's very fragile. I mean, it's yeah. So it's the strength of the mechanical property is not enough for the for yeah, not strong enough. And another for the polymers, and polymers has a good how to say, it's strong enough, but it will be degree during it's in our bodies, and it also do not have so much bioactivity for the bone repair. So yeah, so we choose maybe one of the metal, and then another is the bioceramics, yeah, or another is polymers to mixture.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, one more question.
Thank you, Dr. Chang, for your interesting presentations. I have a question here is regarding what would be the pore size of your scaffold you fabricated. Second question is how you control the pore size distributions during the FDM printing process. Thank you.
I mean, for the FDM.
The first question is what would be the pore size distributions for scaffold you fabricated in your research? Second question is how you control the pore size distributions of the scaffold during the FDM printing.
Okay. I'd like to answer your second question first. For the porous, we can control it for the model build. I mean, we can construct the 3D model in the software, and for my research, and I for the titanium one, we have the three kinds of structure. This is for the ANSYS. After the ANSYS software analysis, and we choose maybe three we think better for the bone repair regeneration, and we choose this one. Another, we can control the parameters for the SLM 3D printing processor.
Thank you. Thanks.
And for the first
question. First question is the pore size.
Pore size.
Size.
Pore size.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I see. We use the ANSYS software to analysis by the computer first, and we have we have the clinical data to detract how to see.
Thank you. I think the range would be maybe is around 50 micron to 200 micron.
Yeah,
your
so
data.
we can see this
Okay.
is 75%.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So if there are no more questions for this paper, we shall move on to the next paper. Thank you, Zhang Chen. So now I would like to invite the presenter for the paper entitled The Rejuvenation of Fuzhou Borderless Lacquerware Combined with Digital Design and 3D Printing Technology. Please welcome our sixth presenter.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for having me. I'm Doris from Minjiang University. Today, I would like to share with you about the topic of the rejuvenation of Fuzhou bodyless lacquerware combined with digital design and 3D printing technology. The presentation is divided into 4 parts. Firstly, I would like to begin by giving you some basic background. Lacquerware, traced back in Neolithic age, is well known as one of the greatest contribution to Chinese nation and human civilization. It is also known as the three treasures of traditional Chinese craftsmanship. The other two are really popular all around the world. On May 20th, 2006, it was included in the first batch of National Intangible Culture Heritage List approved by the State Council. It is famous for great tolerance for heat, water, and high resistance to deformation, corrosion. It is moth-proof, bright, and harmonious in color, and because of bodiless, it is extremely light in texture. Fuzhou is also recognized as the birthplace of contemporary lacquer art in China. Dated to the time of Emperor Qianlong, it has 80 categories and more than 1,200 varieties. Bodiless is to take off the mud body and remain the closed body. And some are being displayed in the Great Hall of the People in Beijing, and the smaller one can be set into the tea set, dinner bowls, etc. These are all the artworks. Now, let's move to the background of the research. Firstly, I will share with you the process. Firstly, the craftsman need to make mud models in different shapes by hand, which would be later covered with raw lacquer used as glue for layers or of rami or silk. After it is dried, the mud body is removed by hammer and finished with polishing, carving, and embellishing. The whole process will last 6 to 7 months, which will definitely lead to the decline for the craft. The traditional method requires superb craftsmanship and longer time for fabrication and lower efficiency with insufficient precision. What's more, the process of mold removal is hard and time-consuming. Despite governmental support, fewer young people are willing to learn and heritage the craft. Some skills have nearly vanished. Let me show you some videos about the process. This one is the process of the modeling, which is produced by hand. The other video is
机会干透后，均要打磨修补。经过3道机会打磨修补后，制胎和立体的上机工序才告结束。
It is all produced by hand, which will really hard and time consuming. Now we are finding the solution to solve this problem. Now I'd like to introduce 3D printing. 3D printing is also known as additive manufacturing, AM. Nowadays, 3D printing technology makes it possible to realize the effect of traditional craftsmen with modernized technology. It can not only make complex and personalized design, but also make formation and mold quickly. The advantages of the 3D printing is design flexibility, rapid prototyping, cost-effective production, material waste reduction. The comparison between the 3D printing and the traditional one is really clear. We can see a lot of the advantages here about 3D printing. 3D printing technology have brought technical innovation for each industry. There is no exception in this field. There are many machines in our school, so that can meet a lot of requirements. Now let's move on to the 3D printing material. The first one is PLA. It is one of the most widely used plastic in the AM sector. And it is made from organic and renewable source, such as cornstarch and so on, which is really environmentally friendly. And the second one is water-soluble 3D printing material, PVA material. PVA is the most popular water-soluble material. It is not only water-soluble, but also odorless, colorless, soft, and biodegradable. These are all the 3D printing production that were made by our school's machine. Now let's move on to the combination between digital design, 3D printing, and lacquerware. We did some experiment. Firstly, we made some body remade lacquerware. First, we made some vase design and then make it out with PLA material. Then we covered the body with lacquer directly and process. Okay. What happened? Sorry for that. Then we cover the body with lacquer directly and process with the art lacquer skills as usual. This is a final art that we made by our student. And then we made some bodiless lacquerware with PVA material. In order to remove the body, this time a closed body is applied as a support. The process is as usual. After finishing the lacquerware, that we dissolve the body in water from the vase neck in order to realize the bodiless. Then we decided to make some complex geometric deer-shaped lacquerware, which cannot made by human being with the traditional method. So this time we made some computer models through the software. Then we fabricate out with the water-soluble materials by the 3D printing machine. Then we do it as usual. We covered with the lacquer. Then the final lacquerware is produced. Then we made some others. These are all the gorgeous finished works with 3D printing. Now we can land on our conclusion. Then the combination between advantage technology and art opens up new sustainable perspective for the realization of high performance 3D printed model by reducing the consumption of raw materials and fabrication efforts, providing infinity possibility for the artistic creation. This research explored the possibility of realizing new 3D printing models with water-soluble material for lacquerware with complex geometric shape which cannot be made by hand. What's more, the research emphasizes that non-toxic water-soluble material is more easy to be removed to realize bodiless, which is effortless and environmentally friendly. And further research will be investigated to the possibility of full body lacquerware with AI design, laser, and robots. That is all from me. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you, Chen Chu Chu. So, any question from the floor? Audience?
Okay, I have a question. It takes traditionally to make one, like say it was 6 to 7 months, right? Yeah. So by doing this 3D, how long does it take for you to come up with all right. So, I mean, that's good for business and whatnot. But doing this, are we killing off the craftsmen? It's like what's happening to those people who actually know how to do it traditionally? Is it like Are you still encouraging them, growing them? Or?
That is really a good question. We have been doing this research, and a lot of people are questioning this, because if we use the technology into some field, that a lot of people will lose their job, and but we are not take up their replace them, but we are helping them to be doing more, try more areas that can help them to broaden their creation and help them to do more artistic. That is, we cannot do it before. Yes. And secondly, we only help them to modeling, but the later process will still be made by them. So they still will have their opportunity to further explore their possibilities. So there is no conquer between us. We are helping them. We are not doing something that to replace them. So that is what we are doing right now. Thank you so much. Uh-huh.
Do you think that with your technology, will it help to replicate the cultural heritage artifacts?
On event.
Artifacts.
Of course, we can design it through the 3D software that's on the computer. Then some creation that is made before, that we can reduce it by our 3D printing technology, and we can help them to be again. Yeah. So that is the advantages of this technology.
So, what is the main aim of the using this 3D printings? Because in your slide, in terms of costing, it shows it's a high compared to the conventional method. So I guess in the cost perspective, it could be not really competitive to the conventional method. So can I know what would be the main aim of this? Because additive manufacturing is not really suitable for the mass productions, right? It is not suitable for the mass productions. Yeah, mass productions for the batch productions. Yeah. So my question is that what is the main aim of using of this technology to produce this porcelain, your liquidware?
We use this technology in order to reduce the effort of the producing of the manufacturing. And I also brought some samples here that is produced by our school's 3D printing material machines, and later produced and processed by our students with lacquer. This is the samples that we brought here with half time, probably half of the time, which will be really help this craftsmanship to have more future in the future. Yeah. If you are interested in it, you can just come and have a look. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Later we will take a look. Very
Okay,
interesting. Okay, I think what Chu mentioned. In fact, we were thinking 3D printing is we produce it one by one rather than a mass production. But I think traditionally, the handcraft is taking more time than the 3D printing, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's what in Dr. Sean's mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the craftsmanship actually taking longer time than the 3D printing. Is it?
Okay, there is a lot of the advantages here in 3D printing compared with other traditional one. The first one is flexibility, which you can just modeling it on the computer, then you can print out. The other one is it is time consuming. And if you use the 3D printing, you can just print it out in probably a few hours. That is really time consuming. Probably the question that compared with 3D printing and the other substrate material process, because it is material, we can use less materials, which is really environmentally friendly. The others will use more materials.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's very suitable for rapid prototyping. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Chu. So next, let's invite the presenter for the paper entitled Exploring the Role of Educational Technology in Establishing PLCs in Chinese School, a case study of a high school in Fujian Province, China.
Is it number 7? Okay. Okay. Is it correct? Yeah. How can I use the full screen? Wait. Stop.
This one, is it?
Yeah.
Correct or not?
Yeah. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Chu Jing, and I come from the University of Melbourne. It's my first time to attending an academic conference, so it's a great honor to be here. Today I want to present the main content of the essay, and the title is Exploring the Role of Educational Technology in Establishing PLCs in Chinese Schools, a case study of a high school in Fujian Province, China. Here is the abstract, and this paper mainly focused on the role and impact on educational technology in establishing PLC, which is professional learning communities in Chinese schools, through the context of the high school in Fujian Province, China. And here are 3 keywords: educational technology, professional learning community, and China. Here I want to introduce the article structure. Firstly, it's the concepts of educational technology. And the second one is the basic concept of PLCs, including the definition and characteristics. And the third one is the background and situation of the school. The fourth is the main part, the role and impact of education technology on establishing professional learning communities in high school, including a discussion of the problems and obstacles that may be encountered. And the final part is Sustainable Development Goals, which is SDGs, and some suggestions for development. Firstly, I would like to introduce the historical context. And according to Flair, educational technology has undergone a historical process of development and change. In 1970s, personal computers and early cable television began to appear, but the educational technology utilized in the classroom was primarily mechanical. And in late 1980s, personal computers became popular, but I think in China, maybe it's not much popular. And in the 2000s, personal computers based on the Windows operation system have become commonplace. And Apple's iMac has become popular. So, recognizing the benefits of bringing their technology into schools, Microsoft, Apple, and many other companies have introduced many applications for home and student versions and are actively marketing to these user groups. And today, the use of touchscreen devices in the classroom, for example, smartphones and iPads, the development of the internet, and the use of e-softwares. So, for example, we use Zoom as online conferences platform, have made the role of educational technology in education increasingly critical. Here, in the Chinese context, technology is often also referred to as electrifying education. And according to John, formal educational technology planning in China began after 1996. So it was very important to Chinese policymakers that educational policies set the standard for a country's education and also help the economic growth and people improve. So this is why they put it at the center of their attention. And finally, the widespread adoption of contemporary information technology in education has resulted in significant transformations within the school sector. During the period of from 2000 to 2011, China made significant strides in developing its educational technology infrastructure. Now I would like to introduce the basic concept of PLCs. There are many scholars, they give their definition about the PLC concept, and the common trend in this scholars' definition is that it brings teachers together to work together and ultimately working in concert toward the goal of improving student learning. Drawing on this literature and my own practical experience, I define a PLC as a form of practice and organization that enables teachers to learn from and reflect on each other and receive feedbacks collectively with a common goal of improving student learning outcomes and aligning their efforts to do so. About the characteristics, basically I use the Bowman's definition and the characteristics. So there are 8 points. It's a quite complex. So the essay is mainly focused on the Bowman's concept and theory, and it will be focused on these 5 points. So in summary, all of the above literature suggests that PLCs are a key factor in school progress. Here, I would like to explain why explore PLCs in the Chinese context, because it's a formal vocabulary. Although it's an exotic term in China, the learning activities in Chinese schools are centered around learning as a foundation and become a daily practice for teachers. So it's very vital to introduce the PLCs in the Chinese context. In the essay, I introduced a high school in the Fujian province as a case study. Here is the basic introduction. And I use the SWOT analysis to analyze the school background and its strengths, weakness, opportunities, and strengths. Basically, these schools above the analysis According to Lee, computer technologies have a substantial impact on educational reform and the development of new curriculum. One essential reason supporting this initiative is that when teachers incorporate technology into their teaching, it will enhance students' learning. So that's why we should introduce the educational technology in the PLCs. In the discussion part, I divided into two main parts. So the first main part is that establishing structure conditions. So there are two small parts on collaborative professional learning and reflective practice and for professional learning. There are four parts. I would like to basically introduce the second part. At the same time, it is also essential to ensure that the teams have enough time to arrange meetings to ensure that the team members can update and follow up on the students' learning and get feedback on the teaching and learning situation on time. So they can use educational technology to systematically categorize and analyze student learning. And according to scholars, teachers working in teams and an effective PLC use student learning data as a basic for collectively examining introduction practices. And the third part is the same lesson with different design. I think it's a Chinese special activity in the Chinese school context. The second small part is providing resources for professional learning. Firstly, utilizing educational technology to access online education resources, especially in the pandemic period. We use the Zoom and other online platform to make sure that teachers and students continue keeping their education both at home or in the school. And secondly, utilizing educational technology to build strong links between the school acts and other schools and the community to make them keep the close relationship. The second main part is establishing human and social resource conditions. Also, I divided into two small parts: building relations of trust and creating an inclusive and supportive environment. In this part, establishing channels of communication such as email builds trust between principals, leaders, teachers, and educators. And secondly, when school leaders make decisions about the school, such as development plans, visions, and shared goals, they can also invite presentations from the teachers to participate together and work together. In the second small part, creating an inclusive and supportive environment, I think all educators should work together to create a collaborative culture on campus and assign collective responsibility for a supportive and inclusive campus environment. And secondly, the foundation for achieving this process is the full support of school leadership. Here is the discussion part. Basically, I conclude the above content. And this essay is aligned with the SDGs 4 goal, which is ensure inclusive and adequately quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. But here are some potential obstacles and problems. I think the final part is the latest news. It's about with the rapid advancement of artificial intelligence, which is AI. This is challenge and innovation that educators are facing today. And also, absent of a complete education management information system is absent. I think it's also vital. In the final part, I also give my suggestions about the POC's future development. For example, building teachers' capacity for digital literacy. And according to Lee, it is vital to have both technological competence and confidence in order to successfully integrate technology into the classroom. Here is the final conclusion. And here's some my references. They're quite long. Yeah, thank you, and thank you for your patience. Yeah.
Okay, thanks to our 7 presenter. Yeah, we have question from the floor. Dr. Amba.
Thank you for a wonderful presentation. My first question, can someone switch off the aircon and go?
Yeah.
I feel like it's snowing here. Referring, my second question is actually my first question to you. During our lunch, we discussed in detail about using the technology in education. However, in China, there is a lot of restrictions. You cannot use WhatsApp and all those things.
Yeah.
In your view, what do you think such restrictions bring? Does it bring your research to different level?
Because some policies maybe these apps can be blocked in China. So I think I can use the other popular online platforms or apps to continuing my research. For example, the most popular apps I think is WeChat. And I think Zoom is a most popular online platforms in China. But such as WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram, it cannot be used in the mainland China. So unfortunately, I think I can't do the research on that platforms. Yeah, or maybe it's my weakness for this research. Yeah.
That could be your weaknesses.
Yeah.
My next question is, which level of schools that you use this technology, your research is secondary school? I mean,
Yeah,
in Malaysia,
secondary school.
secondary school.
Yeah.
So they're almost going into the university level or what?
Yeah, I think most areas in China and mostly the secondary school, the high school, they mainly focus on using such as slides and the online teaching platforms used in the classroom teaching. And basically, they use these platforms to interact with the students. So it can improve their learning, and also it's more efficiently to help teachers to teach. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's a good idea, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, can you repeat again?
No, my question is that a limitations actually that creating a disadvantage of using the other applications?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it is maybe it's a limitation for my research. If the professor to advise me to do my PhD essay, I think I can do a couple compared with the Chinese school or maybe other countries. Yeah, yeah, I can do the deep research. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. I think.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
On PLCs that you have in
Mhm.
China,
Mhm.
now you also mentioned that there is one of the challenges is artificial intelligence
Yes.
coming up.
Mhm.
And that is a challenge, especially for even tertiary, and I'm sure high school they're using it as well. So my question with you is, PLCs are usually made by the same teachers, usually by other teachers themselves.
Yeah.
But with the introduction of AI, would that actually help give you another perspective from the AI perspective, including AI as part of the PLC?
I think the use of AI have both sides. There's good sides and there's bad sides, but I think it's still under the discussion. So, for example, in my university, when the AI first, such as ChatGPT, came out, and my professor, they don't advise us to do my essay or homework using the ChatGPT or other AI apps. But after I think it's several months, they change their minds because they think ChatGPT actually do the great job. For example, they think you can put your minds in the ChatGPT and ask about your question, and the ChatGPT will give you the perfect answers. So you can use the ideas, but you can't use the whole concepts of the what ChatGPT said. So I think it's in Chinese concept we can use the same way. So for example, we can use the ChatGPT or other AI's ideas, and but we can't use the whole concepts. Yeah, here's my answer.
Um, I have a good news to you. When I was at Xiamen University in Malaysia,
Mhm.
we compared technology usage in Xiamen University in China. I can share you the paper. You can have a look. Paper. Email me. I'll share the paper to you.
Sorry, can you repeat again? Because I
No,
think the microphone is.
we did a comparison study with Xiamen University Malaysia and Xiamen University China usage of the technology. I can share the paper to you, the full paper.
He have something to share with you.
Oh, because the microphone, I think it's not very clear. So, oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
You just get her email, get his
Yes,
email,
yes.
and then he would like to share the
Yes.
paper with you.
Yes, we have a nice talk.
Okay, it's a very great discussion here. I would say because it's relevant to education, I think most of us here are educators and researchers. So this become very interesting and excited. Okay, anyway, we can continue our conversation during the break. So yeah, now I have 2 more papers to go. Okay,
Yeah,
so
thank you.
thank you, Zheng Yi Chu. And we shall go to the 8th presenter. The title is Exploring Tooth Segmentation Techniques Based on the Bisonet Model. So let's welcome our 8th presenter. Huang Yijun, right?
Everyone, good day, esteemed expert and scholar. I'm honored to present our latest research. I'm honored to present our latest research exploring two segmentation technique based on the BestNet model. So at this international conference at Digital Application and Management in Innovation. As the dental care industry progressed, incorporating image processing technology becomes increasingly vital for tooth segmentation. Then our study aims to enhance the BestNet network model, addressing the limitation of existing tooth segmentation method. I will now delve into the specifics of our methodology and findings. In the evolving field of data image segmentation, the application deep learning method, particularly CNNs, has marked a significant advancement. Pioneering research in the domain has leveraged the capabilities of CNNs for more precise and efficient segmentation of dental images. However, challenges persist, such as the need of the extensive annotated detectives and the complexity of overlapping images to achieve high precision. The BestNet model, recognized for its real-time processing and precision, emerges as a game changer in this landscape. Its application in medical field has shown remarkable results, yet its utilization in dental segmentation is relatively unexplored. This research aims to bridge this gap, enhancing the accuracy and efficiency of dental segmentation using the BestNet model. In our study, we explored the never dual branch network architecture in our BestNet model. One branch focuses on extracting low-level spectral features, where the concentrates on high-level extraction feature. The fusion of these two type features has significantly enhanced the network's performance, leading to more precise image segmentation. For the loss design, we employ the primary loss function alongside two actuality. A loss function utilizing softmax cross-exploit loss. This approach aids in the robust training and optimization of the BestNet model. And our experimental setup involved a dataset provided by Hangzhou Chengdu Technology Company, consists of 7,068 intrasecond images. The dataset was vital for the research, offering a comprehensive range of samples necessary for effective training and validation of our model. Model performance was assumed using metrics such as training time, precision, F1 scores, and the IOU. Next, we will present our experimental setup of our study, including the software environment, hardware environment, and the training parameter of the BestNet model. And then here is observed the segmentation results from the BestNet model. The showcases is model precision and efficiency in segmentation dental images. And in contrast, this part illustrates the segmentation results achieved by Euro V8, model, offering the prospect on its performance in the same task. In the results section of study, we compare the performance of BASNet model against the EuroVA model use the dataset of 7,068 intraoral health scan images. These results underscore BASNet's superior capabilities in tool segmentation, showcasing rapid training coverage and remarkable accuracy. Then, in conclusion, the integration of the BASNet model is the dental imaging is the significant leap forward. However, the journey doesn't end here. Looking to the future, several exciting research directions are emerging. Firstly, there is growing focus on extending tool segmentation to overall three-dimensional model of the oral cavity. This advancement could revolutionize our understanding of oral health and treatment planning. Another promising area is the application of semi-supervised learning method. This method could significantly improve the performance and processing speed, especially in addressing challenges in data annotation process. Finally, and we continue to innovate and explore these areas. The potential for further breakthroughs in dental images and healthcare technology invest with continued research and celebration. We can look forward to even more precise, efficient, and patient-centric approaches in oral health care. Thank you for your attention and your commitment to advancing in dental health technology.
Yeah, thank you, Huang Yijun. Any question from the audience? Yes, please.
Thank you for. Thank you for your
questions. Yes, the technique from my research, like the dual branch BASNet model, can be adapted to other medical imaging areas. For example, they could enhance tumor detection in radiology by providing detailed segmentation. But however, customization for each specific medical imaging type would be necessary.
Yes, Ramona?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. You can see that between both methods, right? The difference of the precision is very minimum. So between the BASNet and also YOLO, yeah, it's the same actually. It's 95.82 and 95.73. So the difference is only around 0.1, right? So how do you can conclude from this? Because the precision is not so large.
I will speak by Chinese and she will transform. 这个数据是我们通过 这个实验中，再用这个模型套进去，用实验中计算出来的，是实验结果分析出来。
刚才他问因为他说大部分的数据的差距是很接近啊。
对，因为 YOLO V8它这个在目前是一个 YOLO 它是最先进的一个，但是在 BASNet 这个方面它是更适合做牙齿的分割，然后 YOLO V8它适合是一个是物体的识别。
Like the two methods are quite similar and also advanced, but the first one is mainly for the tooth segmentation, and the second one more for identification. So even though they are all advanced, but there are some tiny difference for the function parts.
My suggestion maybe the method maybe can be improved by integrating with others algorithm because just now the conclusion is about the accuracy, right? So people will always look at the precision again. Yeah, so it might be giving not so convincing arguments around it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so any other question regarding this? Yeah, sure. Dr. Zhang?
Thank you. What has the applications of your introduced tooth segmentation in the field of dentistry? For the tooth application.
Oh yes, I know. Certainly. Here is a response to question about application of tool segmentation in the industry. Primarily, it's instrumental in also donetic technology, where precise tools positioning and alignment are crucial. Additional tool segmentation as to in the maybe it means diagnose and the treatment planning of various of dental disease. It allows the dentist to assess the condition of each tooth individually and facilitating more targeted and effective treatments.
Okay. Any other question? No more? Okay, great. So thank you, Yijun and the team. Thank you very much. So now, let us move on to the next paper. Okay, our next paper is Enhancing Errand Management for Individuals with Cognitive Impairments, a user-centric evaluation.
Which is errand tracker.
Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon. So my name is Ramona. I'm from the Wawasan Open Youth School of Digit. All right. So today I'm going to present a research work, okay, which is we conduct it in a real context on how to enhance the errand management for individuals with cognitive impairments, right? So before I start, let's go to what is actually the cognitive impairments, right? So cognitive impairments actually cause some individuals with difficulties in executing their daily tasks. For example, like memory, difficulties in memory or focus attention, or maybe involving some problem solving activities, right? So these cognitive impairments have actually happened since I think after COVID-19, where a lot of people has experienced from the brain fog, which I also experienced these things. Okay, so, after the result of my COVID. Okay, so it caused about the mental confusion, and most of the problem is about the forgetfulness. Sometimes you go to a place and then you forgot what you have to do, or maybe you are doing something else and then something's come out and you forgot what you should do earlier. So that is what happening to most of the people after the COVID-19 happens. So there is a needs, okay, for a specialized solution so that people with these cognitive difficulties will have or not will have can be assist on how to execute their daily tasks. So that's why to be solve this problem, so this project actually propose a location based service, or we call it as LBS, where we do a geotagging for task location, where the user can specific a task, can put the task together with the specific location on where the task should be executed, so that they can it can help them to navigate during their daily activities, and they can organize what are the activities that they want to do. So in this part, how the location based service will help the people with cognitive impairments, they can send a timely reminders when they are proximately at a specific location. Okay, so it is something like when you reach a place, like for example in here, then something will comes out and remind you what you have to do in this place. Okay, right. So this will hopefully will address the memory and attention challenge lah, right? So at the same time, we can assist the individual, okay, to navigate. Maybe they have some problems when they are moving from one location to another location, and they might forgot what are the tasks that we should do. Like for example, in Malaysia last year, we have so many cases where the mother forgot to send the kids to nursery or to the school and cause the death to the babies. Okay, so this is what we are quite worried. Okay, because people don't realize that it is actually the results from the brain fog, okay, from the COVID-19. So these are the problem statement, all right, about the project. So how cognitive impairments has effect in our daily function, right? And then different people will have different cognitive impairments level. Some of us might have a very mild that we cannot detect. Some of us maybe have a major, but the most chronic is the dementia. Okay, that is the most chronic problems. Yeah. Okay, so actually every one of us have the problem. Okay, and we are also lacking of task management solutions. Some of it is very expensive to buy. Some of it available for free but not complete package, right? And there is also a limited understanding on how to acknowledge this specific need. So that's why we conduct this research by focusing on the user centric. That's mean we are doing the surveys, the study with the people that facing the cognitive impairments problems, okay, to identify what are their challenge in executing their tasks. So the research question and the research objective you can see from the slide. So what we do is actually we collect because it is called as user-centric evaluation. So we have to meet the users or the potential users to get their preference and feedback on how to make sure that the system is a user-friendly system to use and easy to use by them. Okay, and we design a prototype so that we can promote the consistency and efficiency in their daily routines, because we know some people they live to their routines. That's mean they have a fixed activities that they have to do in every day. So when there is any disruption in their fixed activities, they will forget the things that they have to do, okay? Or maybe some unusual activities that they have to conduct on that day. So the last part, we will assess the usability and the functionality of the prototypes with the cognitive impairments user to see whether the system solution is applicable to their problem. Okay, so these are the methodology where we use the design thinking approach. Okay, so we make some techniques like surveys, focus group, we meet some peoples, okay, and then we do some web studies on what are the task reminder application that is available on the app store, okay, and then we do the prototype where we develop the design first and then we put it into a working prototype. It is actually a real prototype, not a dummy prototype, okay, and then we develop it by adding the database and also put it on the connect it with the back end part, right? And then after that we do the evaluation. So this actually, the research is actually focusing on this part where we do a usability testing and walkthrough. So that means all the participants in this study are given the application and they have to try to use it, okay, for their activities, and they have to record at least one session for it, okay, for the evidence of the usage of the application. So there are few studies lah that we there are few web study that we conduct, okay. The most common application that are used in Malaysia, okay, we have the iOS reminders, the reminders application in the iPhone itself. And then we have the Google Keep and any.do is, I think this is based on the survey that some of majority of the people, respondent are using this app. Okay, so we can see that most of them has the location-based reminder, okay, time-based reminder, and they can also share tasks with the other people. So with this thing, we also conduct some survey result, okay, to identify the problem. What are the most problems that they face? So in this part, this is number 3. This is the most interesting part where they are being at a place but they cannot recall what they have to do at that place. So that is the most answer that we get from the respondent, okay. And how they can list out their activities or tasks to do, they just do it whatever application that have on the phone lah. For example, like for iPhone user, they will use the notes. Okay, and then we also ask them, is there any application that they have installed? And also we ask them what are the features that they might want to have if, let's say, we want to develop a application for them. So the one that you can see is only 3 on the right side, but this is actually the top 3. We have a lot actually, the features that they want, but we put it as a top 3. This is the most important one that we want to implement first for the first phase, okay. So these are the features that we propose, okay. The diagram to represent the system and also the list of the features. And these are the prototype that we have developed, okay. This is the first round. So after the first round, we do some evaluation with the with a focus group. That's mean only around 3 to 5 people. I think 5, around 5. Okay, and then we get their feedback. And then after that, we put it into a working system. We develop a working system here where we give a folder management so that they can put all the tasks in a folder. Okay, and then we design the workflow together with the user so that, because they are the one who knows the activities that they are doing every day. So we ask them whether the flow is matching with their activities or not. And then we have also the travel planning prototype. Okay, for example, they have to plan what they want to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So they put the activities according to the day. And also this again, we also walk through with the user, okay, to make sure that the flow is correct. And then the task management prototype. Okay, so these are the part where the user can create tasks, update. We do all the crude activities, and they can put some. They can put image to remind them. For example, they want to buy things, but sometimes we don't remember, right, the brand of the things, how the things look like. So they can put the image over there. Okay, And also they can track whether the task has been completed or not. Okay, um, and this is the workflow. So we give our user, actually for the validation, or maybe I can show this one first. Okay, for the validation, we test it with 30 individuals. 12 individuals with cognitive impairments affected from COVID-19. That means the problem that we have with brain fog problem. And then 18 individuals is just a public user, but they claim that they always have forgetfulness problem, but they say that they are not suffering from brain fog. Okay, why we don't conduct this study on dementia? Because normally dementia is old people, so maybe we because we have limited time to validate the study, so that's why we don't do it with them. And then we don't do with learning disability people. We don't cover on that scope. Okay, like dyslexia, ADHD, or autism. Okay, so we just get this group of people first to get used our system. So these are the example how the user use. Actually, the video is 20 minutes because we give tasks to them so that they can conduct 3 activities.
Which is errand tracker.
Okay.
Now, first of all, I've screen recorded I've screen what I'm doing. Let's open the application.
So they show you on how this is one of the activity lah, how they set up
And open the
the
folder. And then I'll
application.
open the travel plan that I've prepared for this demonstration. As you can see, there's 2 different errands for me to do today, which is, first of all, buy shower stuff from Guardian. And then the next one is to buy dessert from Pasaraya Maspermart. To start tracking, I'll just tap on the start tracking button and I tap on yes on the confirmation. As you can see, it brings me to this page, which is basically a different way to display errands. But it is more convenient because the user can just swipe to look into a different errand. Okay, after I tapped on the start tracking button just now, the application sends me a notification telling me where to go first. So as you can see, next stop, Garden, which is the first location that I'm supposed to go. The user can just tap on the name of the location. If I tap on yes,
forward. So
on
when
Google
he
Maps.
click on this
So if I tap on
one,
yes, the application opens Google Maps and also automatically inserts the user's destination, which is in this case until we get to Guardian. Oh yeah, to show you where I'm driving to or where I'm going. Okay, if I tap on start, then we can still get until I get there.
okay, so this is the traveling part. So actually what it recorded on the screen is actually the real time recorded.
As you can see from the Google Maps, I've arrived at Guardian, which is literally right next to me. So for proof, I'll just, yeah,
So
Guardian.
that's it.
Okay.
So
Now,
this is actually one sample. We have many videos, but because we have too many participants, right? So we don't have time to show all the testing activities that has been conducted, okay, by the user itself and also by us also, right? So how we evaluate, how to ensure that this application really follow the user-centric approach. So we do this MACU. MACU is actually a famous measurement for evaluating the user experience, okay, from our system. So it has 5 modules. Module 1 to evaluate the usefulness and usability. Module 2 is for the aesthetic, that means the looks of the apps, okay, the design of the apps. Module 3 to analyze the user emotion, whether they have positive or negative feelings. Module 4 is to see whether they have intention to use our product in futures, and module 5 is the overall product evaluation. So the maximum score for each module is 5. So the threshold is 3.5. That means if you get above 3.5, that means your application is a really good design according to the user needs. Okay, so in this part they will have to answer some not survey, some question that after that we evaluate the rating. So these are the results. So you can see that most of the all modules, module 1 until module 4, okay, the score is more than 355. However, except for negative. Negative, you have to be, the marks, the score should be low. You cannot be higher because negative, right? Okay, so you cannot put it as higher. But in terms of loyalty, we have just enough of the threshold, which is 3.5, which is, this is the area that we should look more on this side. Okay. Okay, but for overall, we have the marks 8. Okay, for the module 5 overall, the threshold is 7. You have to get minimum 7 to make sure that the design is actually according to the user preference. Okay? So that, from this result, we can see that there is a lot more of things to do, and because this project have so many potential, so we have identified some of the works, like for example, maybe we can put some, because this is just the first part, the user evaluation part. So maybe after this we can put, we can integrate together with the AI technology to analyze user patterns and routines. So that's mean if let's say the routines are changing, so the application itself can suggest what they should do at that time without requires user intervention. And for the elderlies, maybe we can put the emergency assistant that can notify the caregivers if let's say the user face any challenge while executing their task. And also this application also, we haven't tested it with the healthcare professional and specialists, because this one, that's why the research of the title of this research is from a user-centric evaluation. So that's why we focus on user only. So in the next time, how to improve the system, maybe we can work on with the healthcare expert, so that we can see how this application can help people or patient with the India cognitive rehabilitation. All right. So that's all for my presentation.
Thank you, Ramuna. Any question from the audience?
Yes, Dr. Amba.
This is a very interesting topic.
Mhm.
When you do a presentation, I recall one Indian movie, very famous Indian movie.
Uh-huh.
He used to, in order not to forget, I think Jaya, you know the movie. He put tattoo all over the body.
Huh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I think I've come across the Hindi version. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So my question is, this is depend on the application so much.
Mhm.
What happens if the applications is not there? Is there any alternative plan?
Yep. We cannot avoid that lah. These issues, like they said that they are going to be solar storm this year. Have you heard that one? You don't heard that rumors? In 2024, they predict that there will be a solar storm, which all the system will go down. Yup. So they predict it happen this year. So yup, they predict actually early of 2024. Yup. But we have to worry. It's quite worrying because in our daily life, we are all depends on this application. Just look at our watch. Yeah, we are depending on the smartwatch, right? To tell us whether the heartbeat is fast or slow, or maybe we are not moving at all. So some people, they will like the old style, like jotting down and whatsoever. But if let's say these people, that's why some of the activities in these apps can be duplicated. That means they can put it as repeat, so that they don't have to enter so many times. Okay, that is how we can help. We allow that function to be. But any backups, I don't think so lah at the moment. Now we are using the cloud for the storage for this application. Of course, we are using the cloud because last time when we test this system, we are using the Firebase database. Okay, Firebase, that is the the database management system. It is already used the cloud. Yeah, but again, if let's say you forgot to charge your phone dies on you, then we cannot do anything lah. That is what happen when we depends too much on the technology. Yeah.
I think this is unavoidable in our life now that we need all kind of technologies in life. Yeah.
Well, we are actually being controlled by the technology. That is what happened to us nowadays. Yeah.
Okay, on top of that, I just have a questions in my mind that is it these applications like this is a separate app site? Is it possible to partner with like Microsoft Word or whatever so that we can link it together for our working also?
When you come to your workplace, then it will remind you what to do.
Some sort like maybe you knows that like when is your meeting instead of now we just rely on our calendar, right? So since that this app is so malfunctions in our daily life, is it can be merged together?
We just need that one possible to do with the API lah. But the one that we can do is we need the Outlook API or the Google Calendar API to pump in your calendar. Like Waze, if let's say you put the calendar in your Waze, you set it as your Outlook calendar. When you accept meeting, right, the Waze will remind you should leave the home right now. You have meeting in 15 minutes. According to the traffic, that is what have been used in Waze. However, that is only particular for traveling, and we cannot put some tasks. The tasks we have to put it in other calendar. Okay. And you need to activate again. It comes back to our preference. Some people they don't like to set that things, so that's why we at the end we forgot the things. But this one, we want to try to create an application where it is simple, minimalist, not so much function, not so complicated, and lightweight, so that it won't drain your battery too much. Like Waze, right? When you use the Waze, the battery drains quite fast actually. So because when we use Waze, normally you can see that people will charging their phone at the same time. Yeah, that is the problem because it is a very heavy, not a lightweight app. So this is what we are trying to do. We try to minimize. We don't have any maps. We only have the organization part. But for the maps, calendar, we combine it with the API so that we can reduce our battery performance. Because any apps, the issue is about the battery performance. And if you are an iPhone user, you know when your phone get heat, you cannot do anything. Put your phone in the freezer. It will save much. Right.
Okay, so any other question? Yeah, it's a very interesting topic. I think after COVID and actually even with our very busy lifestyle nowadays, we kind of become more forgetful. Yeah, so well, we shall look into further development of her project. Very good. Okay, thank you very much, Ramuna. So we are, for this session, we are slightly earlier than expected. Yeah, but just now I have discussed with the organizing chairperson. So what we decided is we will end this session slightly earlier, but we will start the next session earlier. So we will still follow the sequence as it is for the next session. Okay? So now is 3:20. So we take a
break early.
Okay, so we will take a 15 minutes break, yeah? 15分钟 OK， 现在是3:20。So 3:35，我们重新开始我们的第二个环节。 OK，So 我们现在大会准备了我们所谓的爸爸娘惹的糕点这个是槟城和马六甲的一个特色。OK，So 如果你了解这个历史，就说从前有一个中国的公主嫁到来马来西亚。OK， 那时候还没有马来西亚。OK， 好久以前。那么因为综合了不同的文化，而产生了这个新的一个文化。那么他们的饮食习惯也稍微有一点不一样。那么今天我们准备了这个娘惹糕，大家可以尝一尝。好的，所以我们有15分钟的休息时间，谢谢。这种不是陶瓷吧？它就是塑料的，塑料的，而且很轻。可是它有它的好，可是怎么说？我们还是会就是说那个价值观，就是说那个手工艺的那种文化价值。就是这样才可以，对，又不一样了。这种就好像如果你说纯粹做一个摆饰，